So inshallah, today we will do the chapter Ilham, inspiration, and he inspired it, the soul, with vice and virtue. Okay, Fatima, you can join your class. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given man limited free will in this world in order to test him. Man has the ability to rise to great spiritual heights or to sink to level lower than an animal. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has appointed an angel to inspire men towards virtue and good thoughts. Shaitan prompts him towards evil thoughts and bad action. Our task is to do good deeds and stay away from evil. The inspiration that men receive is called ilham, while the prompting of shaitan is called waswas, whisper. Okay, so what we are gonna learn today, there are two things. Okay, one is called ilham. Okay, one is called whisper, waswas. Okay, waswasa. In Arabic we call it waswasa, waswas. Okay, in Urdu we also call it waswasa. Okay, so we will understand what is waswasa and what is ilham. Okay, other than wahi. Last week we studied wahi, and I told you that wahi is basically a communication between Allah and the prophets. Okay, Maryam Adnan. Okay, so Maryam, you are joining Ujba's class. Rania, you are joining this month Ujba's class, inshallah. Okay, so if you feel you can stay in my class, I can keep you here too. Okay.
Okay.
Where do you want to go? In Ushba's class or in my class?
Um, I'll stay here.
You want to stay here? Okay. But then listen very carefully because I want answers all the time, okay? Or if you have any question, you can ask me anytime, okay? Okay, so last week we studied about wahi. Wahi is basically the communication between Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the prophets, okay? Today we are gonna study about ilham. So there is a opposite thing, okay? Ilham and opposite thing is waswas, okay? Waswasa, okay? So the basic difference is ilham is something when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to say to the human, okay? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a man receives something, some inspiration, some kind of feeling that I should do this, I should think about it, okay? So that is called ilham, okay? Sometime we are reading namaz, or sometimes we are cooking, sleeping, doing something, and suddenly our heart starts saying, oh, we should do this, we should think like that. Okay, so these kind of things, when it's basically not your thought, but you start thinking about it. Okay, so that inspiration is called ilham, the message from Allah, indirect message from Allah to a man. Okay, that is called ilham in easy words. Okay, while when you know shaitan is a very tricky, very smart. He doesn't have time to come to a person and talk, oh, you should think these bad things, okay, about someone. You should do these bad things. Okay, what is the work of shaitan? What shaitan does? Shaitan just whisper. Okay, shaitan just, what we were reading in surah nas, min sharril waswasil khannas allazi yuwaswisu fi sudurin nas. Shaitan job is to whisper, is to is to is to say something in the heart of a person. Okay, shaitan doesn't have so much time that he will say, oh, this person did this, this person did this, this person is very bad, he was doing that. Shaitan doesn't have time to make the entire whole story. Shaitan job is just to come closer to you and whisper in your heart that that you know, do you have any idea, like he turns his brain and his heart toward that bad thing. You know, this person was doing that. Shaitan will just say this person was doing that. Do you think in this way? Do you feel that? And person is start making all the stories by himself, because Shaitan whisper in the heart, and once Shaitan come and whisper in the heart, what we read in Surah Nas, alladhi yuwaswisu fi sudurin nas. Shaitan come and talk with the heart of a person. He whisper in the heart of a person, you know, this person is doing that thing, this is happening here, even though if it's not happening, but a person is start thinking and thinking and thinking, because the heart is touched by Shaitan come and whisper in the heart and show the thing that this is actually happening. Actually it's not happening, but Shaitan comes in the heart and whisper, look, this is happening. And you start thinking bad about your friend, you start thinking bad about your about the people who are around you, and your heart and your brain start making stories by himself, and you start believing, yes, this is happening, this is happening. Actually this is not happening, but you start believing that no, this is happening. And why you start believing that? Because Shaitan whisper in the heart. Okay. So what is the difference between ilham and waswas? Ilham is also a kind of it's also a kind of message, but that message come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the heart of a person. That is called ilham. Sometimes we say, you know, I am feeling that this gonna happen, and and suddenly that happened, right? So this is sometime a signal, a message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what is going to happen in future, or this going to happen with you, right? So that is called ilham, when a message received from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then there's that kind of inspiration the man received is called ilham, okay, in Arabic. But when Shaitan whisper, when Shaitan give you a message in your heart and in your brain, that things actually doesn't exist. That thing, that thing is actually not a real story. Might be 1% or a half percent. It's there is some situation, but Shaitan, you know, touched your heart, and Shaitan make a, Shaitan whisper in your heart, and your brain and your heart start thinking that way, like it start flowing in the bad way, okay, and that the story is not real. In actual, that is not happening, but because your heart is touched by Shaitan, then you start thinking about those bad things, that yes, this gonna happen, my friend is doing that, he's a bad person, he's doing this, he's doing that, or my family member, or my neighbor, or my friends, whoever, right? So this is basically Shaitan who start come and whisper in the heart, look, this is happening, because he wants to create a fight between you and that friend, between you and the neighbor, between you and the family member, right? So he comes and whisper, and you start believing all those stories, and your brain start creating all those stories by by yourself. So that is why always ask, forgiveness, always ask, safety, or always ask guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Oh Allah, always guide us and keep us safe from Shaitan, because Shaitan, once it comes and whisper in your heart, you start believing all those bad stories, and you start following all those things, okay? So that is why we read in Surah Nas, Allazi yuwaswisu fi sudurin nas. The job of Shaitan is to whisper in the heart of a human. Okay, and that is called waswas. Since man is prone to the prompting of both the angel and Shaitan, such inspiration cannot be used as a basis for Sharia or Islamic law. You know, actually, Shaitan an angel, okay, because ilham is bring by angels, right? When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is sending some message, and angels are giving you that kind of message. So basically, two things are working simultaneously. Angel are also working, and they are they are sending message in your heart, and shaitan is doing the same thing, and they are also trying to distract you. And both kind of inspirations are coming, but you cannot trust, you cannot say islamically or according to sharia, this I am feeling this kind of inspiration, so this is true. Okay, so this is true. So they are just trying to tell you that do not start just believing what comes in your heart, because you never know it's coming from shaitan or it's coming from angel. Okay, ilham received by pious people in the form of any good thoughts cannot be declared as a compulsory act. Okay, ilham received by pious people in the form of any good thought. Okay, any good thought if coming in your mind, that is that is received, or that is called ilham. Okay, any good thoughts. Okay, but it doesn't mean it's a compulsory act, or whatever comes, whatever in your heart is coming, it is true and you have to do it, you have to work out accordingly. It doesn't mean that. Okay, ilham is only valid if it is within the limit of the sharia. Let's suppose a person has a habit to create the stories in the heart, and that person start believing it's a good thought, so might be angel is bringing all those things in my heart, and then he start believing beyond the limits, right? So it's not allowed in islam. You can believe the ilham, okay, on the good thing, but within a limit of a sharia. So you have to check with your teacher, with someone, that this kind of thoughts are coming in my heart, is this true, is this ilham, or should I go for it or not? Okay, so it's better to concern, right? Wahi is protected from the interference of shaitan, while ilham can be influenced by the whisper of shaitan. What is the difference between wahi and ilham? Last week we were studying about wahi, that the message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to human is called wahi, right? So what is the difference between ilham and wahi? Ilham is also a good thing. Angels bring the thoughts in the heart of a person, right? That is called ilham, right? But what is the difference between wahi and ilham? Wahi cannot be distract, changed, or ruined by shaitan. Okay, but if angel is putting something in your heart, shaitan can distract you, shaitan can whisper and say that this is wrong, what this person is saying is absolutely wrong. Shaitan can interrupt. Okay, shaitan can interrupt and whisper against ilham. Okay, but in wahi, shaitan is wahi is always protected. No one can change. Shaitan is not allowed to change the wordings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But what comes in your heart, shaitan can change. Okay?
Okay.
Ilham received by one person cannot be imposed upon others. Okay? If your heart is feeling some kind of inspiration, it doesn't mean you start asking other people to follow me. Okay? You cannot impose to other people. Okay? Okay, first tell me, is this clear to all of you?
Yes.
Yes?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, let's come to the questions. Okay. What is ilham? Who can explain me what is ilham?
Can I?
Yeah, okay.
Ilham is the message that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give to men. Or
Who?
ilham is
Yeah,
a
your
message.
answer is right, but who forward this message? Who bring that message to you?
Angels.
Angels. Very good. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala message, but who bring that message? Angel bring that message to you. Okay?
Okay.
Who is appointed to inspire men towards virtues? Who is appointed to inspire man toward virtue? If you are raising hand, I cannot see you. Right?
Can I go to the
Okay,
washroom really quick?
Huh?
Can I go
Yes.
to the washroom really quick?
Okay, go.
What
And
is
come
the
back quick.
question? Wait, what does the question mean?
Noor,
Angels?
angels. Who is appointed to inspire men towards virtues? Who bring that message? Who is appointed? By Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the angels, okay? Who prompts men toward evil thoughts?
Shaitan.
Shaitan. Very good. What is the inspiration received by men called?
Ilham.
Okay, very good. The inspiration received by men is called ilham. What is the prompting of shaitan called?
Waswas.
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 Okay, waswas, whisper. And how does he do this work?
By touching our hearts, like making us think.
Whispering in our
whispering to you?
hearts.
Very good. He comes and he whisper in the heart. Okay, that's why we read in Surah Nas, Alladhi yuwaswisu fi sudurin nas. Okay, let me open and show you. Okay, 1 minute. You can see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Surah Nas.
قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam that say that I am the Lord of the people. Malikin Nas, I am the Lord, I'm the King of all the people. Ilahin Nas, I am the one who is who is alone. The people are worshiping me. No one else you are allowed to worship. I'm the Lord of all the people. Min sharril waswasil khannas. Khannas means shaitan. Min shar, that keep us safe from waswas, waswasa, as you just read, okay, waswas. Khannas, shaitan. Alladhi, and now they are explaining in this ayah the job of shaitan. Alladhi means this shaitan, you waswisu, he put the whisper fi sudurin nas. Sudur means heart. Nas means people. What is the job of shaitan? Allavi waswisu. He waswas. Waswisu comes from waswas. Okay. He whisper in the heart of people. Minal jinnati wan nas. And he could be anyone from jinn or from people. Like whisper can comes from anyone. Like whisper can done by people, human, it can done by jinn, it can done by shaitan, it can done by anyone. So this surah basically protect us from the whisper of shaitan. Okay, so whenever you feel some kind of bad thoughts, from today, just start thinking, oh, this is coming from shaitan. Let's suppose shaitan sometimes say, oh, this story is this movie is a little bad. If no one will be there, okay, we can sit down and we will watch it, right? Quickly start thinking that this is a whisper, this is a waswas coming through shaitan, and read Surah Falak, Surah Nas, and A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim. What is the meaning of A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim? Oh Allah, keep me safe from shaitan. Okay? Oh Allah, keep me. Whenever a bad thoughts start coming to your mind, just say A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim. Oh Allah, please save me from the whisper of shaitan. Please save me from shaitan. Okay? And quickly remind yourself about Surah Nas. How in Surah Nas Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala clearly explaining us that how shaitan comes and whisper in our heart. And sometimes we think, oh, it's my own thought. No, but it's not your thought. Actually, he's starting he is diverting your mind toward that thought. He is just turning your mind toward that. Okay, inshallah. Last is list the difference between ilham and waswas. Can anyone give some example? Ilham and then waswas. Yes.
Ihlam like good thoughts, and waswas is like bad thoughts.
Yeah, it is. But
Message.
Give some examples. Yeah.
Ilham is a message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it's a good message. And waswas is a message from shaitan, and it's a bad message.
I know, but give some examples to prove it. So we
Like
can
for
understand.
example, if you have like a bad thought, like, oh, my friend is like so like rude or something like that, that could like possibly be shaitan. And if you
Very
have
good.
like
If a bad thought coming for your friend in your heart, that means it could be shaitan who is putting that thing in the heart. Everyone think one point, so I will ask each and every person. Okay, and what about what? Okay, that was waswas, right?
yeah,
Ilham.
ilham basically if you're like all of a sudden you like start thinking, oh, I should go read namaz, like a good thought,
Oh,
then
very good, very good. Alhamdulillah. So this is ilham. Angels are pushing you towards a good thing. Okay, very good. Okay, next. Who is giving one example of ilham and waswas?
I can give an
Yep.
example.
I will call
Ilham,
each and every student. Okay, so be ready for your turn. Yeah.
Ilham would be like you get a thought to go like read the Quran or make a dua or something or do namaz.
Very good.
And waswas is like something bad, like you
Give one
Mm.
example.
like you get mad, like there's like this story and like you get mad at someone for no reason basically.
Very good. You listen a story and you get mad on someone for no reason. Very good, mashallah. Yes. Rania. Oh, sorry, Farah.
Oh, sorry. An example of waswas could be like when you're reading Quran and you become distracted and start thinking of something else. And then an example of ilham could be when you're reading Quran and you're paying really good attention and you're like trying to understand it.
Alhamdulillah, it's a very good example. Sometimes your teacher is talking and you are doing other work at the same time, right? That is waswas. That is shaitan who is distracting you and asking you to do. You can do other things too, right? Yes, Shamil.
Ilham is when you're like reading namaz, like when you have the thought of reading namaz and doing
Okay, try to
and
use another example. This is done.
like helping someone out, like
Yeah,
the
helping
need,
someone else. Good.
like giving zakat and that stuff.
Giving zakat. Yes.
And then was is if you like disobey your parents and that stuff.
Good. Okay. Next. Esan, are you back?
Yes.
Okay. Are you giving any example of ilham and waswas? What is ilham? Give some example. What is waswas? Give some example.
I can't think of any.
Okay, I'll give you turn in the end. So listen when others are answering. Yes, who is left?
Me.
Okay, Rania.
One for waswas is one when you're when it's time for namaz and shaitan whispers in your ear, say don't do namaz, skip it and just play games.
Very good. Waswas is something when it's a namaz time and your heart is saying, okay, don't read namaz, do something else. So this is basically shaitan who is distracting you for doing good things. Okay. Yes. Ilham.
And ilham is doing good deeds, like when it's on Jummah, you do good stuff, don't listen to music, go to the Jummah, pray namaz.
Very good. If it's Jummah and you are preparing for Jummah, for reading Salah and other stuff, other good stuff, that means this is angel who is just he is just trying to just take your mind towards a good side. Okay. Do you have an idea like how we can bring angels closer to us? Anyone? How we can bring angels closer to us?
In our duas,
Duas and
Read the Quran.
Quran.
like sometimes like for like when we're using the bathroom, for example, we can like put the duas up and then we memorize them better.
Again, because your voice is glitching.
Like for example, we can like hang up like duas on our like walls and stuff, so that then we can like read them more often.
Yeah, okay. There is one more way. Always remember, whenever you are worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in any form, either you are reading Salah, you are reading Quran, you are just sitting and just doing your tasbih. Either you are reading La ilaha illallah or Alhamdulillah, Subhanallah, Allahu Akbar, Astaghfirullah, or Subhanallahi wa bihamdi Subhanallah al-Azim, any kind of tasbih, okay? Astaghfar, Durood Sharif, if you are reading tasbih or you are reading Quran, basically angels come and surround you. And when angels come and surround you, the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the barakah and rahmah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala start pouring on you like a rain. Okay, so if you are sitting in such kind of gatherings, you are sitting in your Quran class, you are sitting in some kind of religious gatherings, or you are reading your by yourself, then it brings angel closer. And if you are doing this on daily basis, that means angels are always around you and more chances for ilham as compared to waswas. But if a person has bad habits, watching movies and bad movies all the time, not keep himself in wazoo, and whenever stand up for namaz, always distracted, whenever plan for reading Quran, start doing other work at the same time. So that means not only whisper of shaitan, but his act is also to bring shaitan closer. And when shaitan is around, he will always distract you more and more and more, and he will waswas in the heart more and more and more. Okay, so that is why, might be, I don't know you heard or not, but the pious people, whenever they saw a dream, it always come true most of the time. It not always, but most of the time the dreams come true. Most of the time their sayings for anyone comes true. Why? Because their tongue is always used to do zikr. They are always make themselves busy in reading Quran and worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So their heart is pure and clean, their brain is pure and clean, their blood flowing in the body is very pure and clean. So they are from top to toe, surrounds by angel and more chances of ilham as compared to waswas. Okay, inshallah. Yes, Ehsan, now your turn. One example of ilham and waswas.
Um.
Huh?
Uh.
Did you listen? What is ilham?
Yeah. Yeah.
What is ilham?
Um,
Tell me, what is ilham?
ilham.
You were not listening, it shows, right?
No, I was.
So what is ilham?
Ilham is.
And what is waswas? Okay, who will explain Ehsan what is ilham?
My battery is like 2%.
I
Can you
can.
go get the charger real
Okay,
quick?
yes. Rania?
My battery is
Ilham.
like 2%. Can I go get the charger?
If always in the class time you will go to washroom half time, if you will go to bring the charger and then this and that, how you will study?
Can I go?
Yeah, go bring it. Okay, yes, one more time, Rania. Yes, you want to try, you want to explain what is ilham and what is waswas? Not the example, just the definition.
Okay. Ilham is a message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala given to somebody and that delivered by an angel.
Very good. And what is waswas?
Waswas is a bad message from shaitan. He's giving to you a bad message. He
Very good.
whispers.
Alhamdulillah. Very good. So let's talk about the last class lesson, because it's always these three things connect each other. So a few students were absent. So I just want But before going to the last chapter, I want Shamil and Kamal, you were there in the class, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So what is wahi? Remember?
Oh yeah, a wahi is it's kind of close to wait no. Wait.
It's kind of.
It's like protected by Allah.
But
Like
what
a,
is that? What is
like a
what does
person
wahi
that's
mean?
protected.
What does wahi mean?
I forgot what it means.
Huh?
I forgot what it means.
What about you, Kamil?
I forgot what it means too.
So Shamil and Kamil, you were the only two persons who were in the class. Farah, you were there?
No, but I think I know what it is.
Okay, wait, let me check with both of them. If you will
Okay.
learn 1 week and you will forget other week, how you will progress in the chapters? This is not a good
Oh
thing.
wait, I think a wahi is like gets guided correctly.
Okay, now listen. Man needs divine guidance in order to live his life correctly in this world. The divine guidance does not comes directly to each individual. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Jibreel alayhi salam to convey his guidance to his chosen messengers, the Anbiya alayhi salam. The communication from Allah through Jibreel alayhi salam to his chosen messenger is called wahi. So what is the difference between ilham and wahi? Ilham is bring to the man through through angels, right? But for wahi is something very 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 special. Wahi, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala only sent on the prophets, on the Anbiya. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not choose any other angel to forward his message, to forward his wahi to the prophet. The communication between Allah and prophet is through Jibreel alayhi salam. Jibreel alayhi salam, we all know, is the leader of all the Anbiya. He is the king of all the Anbiya. He is the leader, right? Or not, sorry, not Anbiya, the angels. Okay, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala picked Jibreel alayhi salam, the leader, to forward his message to the to the prophets, okay, to the Anbiya. This is called wahi. So what is the difference between wahi and ilham? Wahi is only and only for the Anbiya, for the prophets. Okay? Wahi, you cannot, the Wahi will not come to your heart. Wahi will not come to Faraz or Ranya's heart. Okay? Wahi will only come to prophets. Okay, it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give this ability to only and only prophets to understand the wahi. Okay, and there is one more thing. Wahi was always protected. No one can change. Shaitan cannot change a single word. Jibreel alayhi salam, as it is, bring down those words, and it preserved, it saved in the heart of a prophet. No one can change it. Like even the prophet, when listen that wahi, the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then the wordings cannot be changed, or he cannot forget. Once wahi comes, it cannot forget, because Quran is all in the form of wahi, right? It comes in the form of wahi. So there are few things related with the wahi, because as I said, wahi was special. And Shamil and Kamil, remember last week you were not answering me, and I said I feel like you were not listening anything when I'm talking, and only Nabiha was answering. So that's why I just go back to the lesson and asking questions, just to make sure that you were listening or you were not listening. So I am very disappointed. It proves you were not listening when I was talking, because you didn't answer me in the end, and the next week you are blank. Okay, so it should not happen with a single student next week. If I ask what did you study last week and what were the points, don't come up with a blank voices. Okay. Manner of, I'm revising, because some were absent, and the one who are present were actually, they were also absent, right? A kind of absent. Manner of receiving wahi. Wahi came to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the following ways. Sometimes he listened a ringing bell sound. Okay, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam sometimes listen a ringing bell sound. Okay, so he understand, oh, wahi is coming. Sometimes Jibril alayhi salam took the form of a human being. Sometimes Jibril alayhi salam, changed his form, and he come in the form of a Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam's companion, any companion. There is a particular companion. Most of the time, he comes in his face. I don't exactly remember the name, but sometimes he comes and took a face of a human being, and sometimes Jibril alayhi salam comes in his original form. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has seen Jibril alayhi salam in his original form. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam received wahi in the form of dream. Sometimes the wahi also comes in the form of dream. Okay, so Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam sometimes see a dream, and that is actually a wahi. Okay, only Ambiya receive wahi. Okay, always, as I explained 2-3 times, ilham received by human, but wahi received by only and only Ambiya. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala basically choose certain human beings to be Ambiya alayhi salam. First, Allah choose, okay, I'm gonna make this person Ambiya, I'm gonna make this person prophet, I'm gonna make this person prophet, and then once Allah choose, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made them capable of receiving wahi. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala designed their heart in a special way that they receive the wahi, and then the Ambiya are best qualified to interpret and explain whatever has been revealed to them. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make their heart capable? Because they are best qualified to explain other people that this has been received, because they were also not allowed to change a single word, and they cannot, because it was protected. Wahi is always protected. Okay, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make them capable of receiving the wahi. Anyone else cannot receive the wahi because they are not capable. Okay,
Auntie,
yes,
I have a question.
yeah.
Is it possible if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make a new Ambiya like now?
Now?
Yeah.
No, because what we learned, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the last prophet. Okay, and we are the ummah of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam until Qiyamah. No other prophet will come. If anyone believes that any prophet will come, or believe the prophet has come, he is out of iman. He is no more Muslim. Okay, so our belief must be Allah is one, and Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the last messenger. What I explained so many times, that why we are different from Christians and why we are different from Jews. What is the difference in our opinions, in our thoughts? The only difference is Jews said Musa alayhi salam was the last prophet. No other prophet came after Musa alayhi salam. And we all know that after Musa alayhi salam, there are prophets who came, right? And because they believe Musa alayhi salam is the last prophet and no other prophet, supposed to be in line after him. So that's why this is the difference between we and Jews. Okay, Christians is another group. Christians said that Isa alayhi salam, the prophet Isa alayhi salam, is the last prophet, and no prophet came after him, because they were the nation of Isa alayhi salam. They were the people of Isa alayhi salam. So they don't want to believe that any other prophet came after him. And why we are different from them? Because we say, no, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the prophet who came after Isa alayhi salam, and we believe in Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Christians said, no, Isa alayhi salam is the last prophet, and we are not gonna believe Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the main difference between Christians and us, and that was the difference between Jews and us. Now talk about ourselves. We are We are the Ummah of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah explained us, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. Okay, we read the kalima La ilaha illallah. There is no worship other than Allah. Muhammadur Rasulullah. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the messenger of Allah. Okay, and then if we go in more detail in other kalimas, we read that he's the last prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No other prophet will come. So some fake people stood up and they said, oh, after Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this person is a prophet, I am a prophet. So those groups are fake groups, and if we will believe on all those groups, we will be out of our iman, we will be normal Muslims, and we will not gonna go in Jannah. And punishment, and an extra punishment for not believing Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as a last messenger. Okay, so keep this in mind, that no other prophet will come. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the last prophet. Quran is the last book, and till Qiyamah, everyone has to follow Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Everyone has to follow Quran if they want to go in Jannah. Otherwise, there is no chances going in Jannah. Okay, clear, Rania?
Yes.
Okay, alhamdulillah. So Wahi is protected. Guardian angels accompany Jibreel alayhi salam to prevent the shayateen from corrupting and changing divine revelation. This Wahi is then preserved in the heart of an Anbiya, who are also protected from the influence of the shayateen. Wahi is basically protected two times. One, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the message to Jibreel alayhi salam, okay, and when Jibreel alayhi salam bring that message down, no one shaitan is allowed to change the message before receiving to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As soon the message received to the Anbiya, either it's Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam or Musa alayhi salam or any other prophet who received Wahi, when a prophet received Wahi, when a prophet received Wahi, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not only protected Jibreel alayhi salam, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also preserved in the heart of the Anbiya. No one can change, or no one can do a single word change in the Wahi. Shaitan cannot do anything, okay, with the as we learn in ilham, Shaitan can change what is in the heart through angels. Shaitan is allowed to change. Shaitan can do it. Not allowed, but Shaitan can do it. Okay, but in case of Wahi, Shaitan is not allowed. Shaitan cannot do anything. Okay, he's not allowed. Type of Wahi. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam received two types of Wahi. The Quran is Wahi, which is received by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and conveyed in the exact word revealed to him. You know why they are explaining this in so much detail? Because sometimes people try to trick you. They say might be the wordings has been changed, might be it's a man-made word, might be when Wahi was bringing down through Jibreel alayhi salam, might be Jibreel alayhi salam changed the word, might be Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam changed the word. So you should be firm and you should be very clear. No, Wahi is protected. No one is allowed to change, not a single human, not a shaitan, because it's protected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when once Allah said, I'm protecting something, that means no one dare to change it. Okay. The Quran is also a Wahi. So how it is possible that a wording of Quran could be fake or changed, or anything could happen with Quran? Nothing could happen with Quran. Quran is in actual form. What message Allah gave to Jibreel alayhi salam, Jibreel conveyed the same message to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and from Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it received us directly in the same form. Clear? Clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
The hadith is also a wahi that Rasulullah received and was expressed in his whole own words. Okay. Other than Quran, hadith is also, because we all know there are two things associated with the Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam: hadith and sunnah. Sunnah is basically the act which Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did, and he showed by himself doing that, and asked us to follow the same, right? And hadiths are the basically words which Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, tell to his Sahaba, and Sahaba note down all the things. So sometimes the hadith is also a kind of wahi that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam received and expressed in his own word to his companion. Okay, so hadith is also a wahi. Okay, and there are 6 7 books of hadith. Okay, Bukhari is a hadith book, Tirmizi is a hadith book, Muslim is a hadith book, Sahih Satta is a hadith book. So there are 6 7 books. Inshallah, someday I will tell you the names. Okay, but these are the hadith book. Whenever Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is saying something, people start writing all those things. The companion of Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam writing all those words, and that words are called hadith. So what is the difference? Why it was necessary to to have hadith other than Quran? Because sometimes Allah Subhanahu wa Taala didn't go in so much detail in Quran. Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, let's suppose, for example, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala said, okay, read Salah. Okay, but how many Salah we should read? What are the ways of reading Salah? How many Rakah we should read in Zohar, Asr, Maghrib, or Isha? And it should be loud, it should be low. What kind of, how we will perform it? So these has so much detail that you have to read Surah Fatiha, then you have to read surah, then atahiyat, then durud. So this was not this complete story is not, you will not find in Quran. You will only find in Quran that okay, read salah. Okay, if you want to go in detail about the description, then you have to go in hadith. You have to check all the detail in hadith. So hadith is basically the words in detail the Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam received through Allah, and it's then expressed and explained us in his own words. Okay, so Quran is basically a short, you can say a short, it talks about the commands but not in so much detail. Quran will explain you have to fast. So how you will fast, you will find all the details in hadith. Quran will explain you have to give zakah, but the details you will find in hadith. Quran will say you have to perform hajj, it's first on you, but you will find the details in hadith. So basically Quran is also a wahi and hadith is also received as it. Is this clear to all of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Now tell me if anyone has any question about ilham, wahi, or waswas. All 3 things are clear?
Yes.
Yep.
Alhamdulillah. Any question?
No.
No?
No.
And tell me how many of you will forget next week what you learned?
A little bit.
Little bit?
A little bit, I think.
This is second time, Kamil and Shama.
I probably remember the Wahi one more. Because you
Okay.
repeated
And
it
most
twice.
of the time I posted all the audios on YouTube. So if you
It's on your
feel,
YouTube channel, right?
yeah, YouTube High Achievers Academy. Okay. So if you
yeah,
feel
so we
like
won't
you
forget.
are forgetting something, you can go and you can check. I think I put the Wahi one also on YouTube. Let me check 1 minute. Um Yep. So this is very bad. If the thing is on the YouTube as well, and you said I forgot, I don't remember, like okay, this is Wahi, concept of Wahi in Islam. Okay, so I posted the last lecture on the YouTube here, so you can type Hajibas Academy, you can revise, and in future too. If you feel you have to explain this to someone and you feel, oh, one time I learned in my class and you feel like I forgot, you can go back, you can listen, and then you can explain, inshallah. Okay, so sometime rather than doing other bad stuff, sometime go on the YouTube channel and see like what is posted and you can revise. And if you are absent, this is a good thing, like you can go and you can You can revise, okay, inshallah.